Today I'm going to try and do a quick review on this Campark action camera. ACT74. It's even 4K. I have not owned an action camera before, but so far I am impressed. This thing is tiny. It feels fairly solid to me. It is cute. Reasons why I bought this are because it's waterproof and because it has a wide angle lens. 170 degrees I believe it is. Yep, 170 degrees. All kinds of different video settings. Waterproof is supposed to be up to 131 feet. That's crazy. I just want it for basic rain waterproof because my other channel, my Demolition Derby Motorsports channel, check that out too if you like to see cars smashed up beyond belief. This camera does seem to pack a punch. I paid just about 60 bucks for it. From the research I have done, it looks like it's been out 2 or 3 years. Chinese camera, obviously, but from other reviews that I've looked at, people have been pretty happy with it. It comes with all of this extra mounting hardware. This is the case, I guess, that actually makes it waterproof, which I'm a little bummed. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I need to have an external battery plugged in through the little USB port, and there's not a hole in the side of the case, but that makes sense because it has to be totally waterproof. For what I'm going to be using it for, it has to be recording for 2 to 5 hours, even 6 hours sometimes. So it takes up to a 64 gig card, which should get me about 5.5 to 6 hours. Look at all the extra hardware this thing comes with. And I paid 60 bucks. I guess a year or two ago you could have got this on Black Friday sales for 30 or 40, which that's a crazy value. And it comes with everything you need pretty much, and I guess the mounting hardware is the same stuff as what GoPros use. They seem pretty good quality. I'm going to switch now to the actual camera in one of the lowest video modes, and then I'm going to go better and better from there. I have just switched to the actual ACT74 Campark. Can you tell the difference? This should be comparable to the other camera I was using. That was a Panasonic HCV 180. I'm not sure if that outputs in 1080 30p or 60. Probably is 60. This is in 30 frames per second right now. Look at all the extra stuff it comes with. Even a remote for Wi-Fi stuff, I guess. I'm not sure. I mean, a whole nother box. I mean, look at this. I ain't gonna use half of this stuff. I mean, this is... There's even more in there. There's a cleaning rag. Some kind of metal tie-down thing. I don't know what you'd use that for. I don't know. Anyways, just all kinds of everything and anything. And give you some... Oh, it has a microphone. I forgot about that. So apparently you can plug that in. You get better sound. Backpacks, I mean anything you'd need. Tripod stands, handlebar mounts, I mean everything it looks like. USB cable, of course, to give you one of them. They gave you 2 batteries, which I don't know if the name brand ones do that, but I kind of doubt it. So I have bought, not the action cams, but normal Chinese camcorders in the past, and they were also 4K, but that was like 4 or 5 year old models at this point. And their sweet spot was at 1080p 60 frames per second. I think I'm going to switch to 60p and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, I am at the 60 frames per second 1080p. So I'm guessing this is going to be the sweet spot to this action cam. Yes, I'm in car doing this beginning of the review because it was the quietest place right now inside my house. It was noisier. Too many people's, you know. So now I'm going to walk a little bit outside. It's windy too, so we'll see how much wind noise we get. Okay, this is 60 frames per second at 1080p. I do have the image stabilization turned on. Yeah, it's very windy out today. It's terribly windy. Probably 20-30 mile an hour winds. So, and then next I will go to the 2K. Okay, the camera calls this 2.7K at 30 frames per second. Yeah, it's super windy. I'm sure the sound is gonna be terrible, but that's not the camera's fault. And image stabilization is turned on. And we are at the 4K 30 frames per second. Boy, that darn wind is really blowing today. And there you go. I mean, if you don't have one, $60 is definitely worth it so far. The only issue I think that I've had so far is if you take the memory card out, it seems like it doesn't remember that it was ever formatted. It seems like whenever you put the card to putting it back in, it seems like you have to reformat it, which is a little strange for me. I've had quite a few camcorders at this point, and they've never done that. So that's something I'm definitely going to keep an eye on in the future. So yeah, it's pretty overcast today too with all these images. We're kind of between rainstorms. I think this kind of weather is normally fairly good for imaging, for video and images. Overcast, I feel like anyway. I would say go for it if you need a cheap action camera. 2 thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Bye.